Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Tia at B5 Designs, and I am on to share an outgoing swap that I am finished up with and getting ready to package. This is the Bridgerton swap that was hosted by Lacey at the Cheeky Bum, and I've been in here crafting all day, and my when I craft, I typically watch either some kind of Hallmark show or Dateline or some kind of true crime murder mystery. And so I was in the middle of filming this and my phone just went black and gave me the warning, you're at 5%. So I had to stop and hurry up and go grab my charger and get it plugged in. So let's get into this. The requirements of this swap were that you needed to do a tag flip, and tag flips generally they want you to do 3 layers, and you had to make a card, and you had to make an ATC card, and you had to have creative packaging, and you also need to send your partner a $5 gift. And so let me show you what I created. Now this is a combination of 2 different paper collections, one being the beautiful digital Bridgerton paper collection by Tamika Sending Smiles. Go over, you guys, to Instagram and look up Tamika Sending Smiles. She also is the person who made the swap tracker, and you can go over to her Etsy shop and look at her beautiful digital collections. And so I had started this swap using different tags using tags, obviously, and I just went through and I had only printed 1 copy of the Bridgerton collection, but I used that and then covered the tags, and the paper's so stunning, and I was really struggling with covering it up. And so I thought, well, maybe I'm not going to use this collection maybe I'm not going to use this. Now, granted, I had the tags together. I mean, as far as I had the tags and I had the paper on them. And I just was struggling with the idea of covering any of the paper up. So I went and I made this one. And this is how I start all my tag flips. I go through, I pick out what tags I'm going to use, what sizes, and I pick out the paper and I cover it. So this is just a simple collection that I got from Temu. All of the fronts are just basic music notes, and then I did it in a way to where when you flipped it up you see the beautiful flowers on it, and it is really, really pretty. But the whole time I was sitting here gluing this stuff on and thinking about what I was gonna do, I kept looking at the Bridgerton paper and I couldn't do it. I had to go back to the Bridgerton paper. It is a combination of Bridgerton and worn wallpaper by Tim Holtz, and then you're also going to see some of the worn wallpaper ephemera. I've had that in my collection for a few years and just haven't used it. I'm going to make a album with pictures of my mom. I just haven't done it yet. So let's start with the card that I created. Now, I used a piece of the paper from the Worn Wallpaper collection, and then I used this from Temu, which this is these really pretty vellum like die cuts, and they're all like stacked books and teacups and flowers. So super cute. I think I'm gonna share a few of those with my partner because it's always fun to share. And now I received my swap from my partner. Now this is a one-on-one swap. It was hosted by the Cheeky Bum, but she partnered us up. So that means she sent directly to me and I'll send directly to her, but she had hers done within a week of partnering us up. So she has waited a while to get this. So there is that from Temu. And then I used a little piece of this. Now this, I knew I was using this. This is from Temu as well. And what I did was, for this particular part, is I just cut this out and put that on there. And I think it's super cute. And then I used some dies, and let me grab those. These are the tea word dies from KS Craft. I either got them off Amazon or AliExpress. Super fun. So they're shadow words, which I love. And this is actually a, what do they call it? Glimmer paper, but I don't, a shimmer paper, but I don't know if you can really see the shimmer. And then this is a 110-pound cardstock paper pack that I got that has shades of blue, although to me this is more of a turquoise, but I used it anyway because I think it's cute together. And then on the inside, I just used some scraps and put them in here to complete the card. See, I thought that was sweet. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Next, let me show you my Memory Decks card, which is still drying because when I was creating, I bumped it and I didn't realize it. And so when I went to film this video, I realized that I had bumped it and smudged it. So I had to go back and redo the outside. So this teacup is this die, and it comes with the teacup, and it is a shaker, and the spoon and the tea bag. But I dropped this little part of the die on the floor, and I haven't found it yet, so I gotta find that. I used to color this up or whatever. I just used this Wild Honey Distress ink from Tim Holtz, and then of course this is the teacup. I had these very interesting pieces of, I don't even know what, in my collection, and they were just in this small container. I have a bunch of small containers of random stuff, and so this is actually kind of to simulate the tea in the background. I'm not going to mess with it too much. I did not make this with foam. I did 3 or 4 layers of 110-pound cardstock, and because I didn't want it to be super dimensional. This is a piece of the Worn Wallpaper paper collection. And then of course those tea time words, and then these are the little flowers. You guys, I can't remember the gal's name, which is terrible. I apologize for that, but you guys will recognize I have purchased a lot of her flowers off of Instagram, and so I just added those in there. It's super cute. And then the back, oh, and I used some, what is this stuff called? Hemp twine. I have this 12-pack that I got at Hobby Lobby, and so I even put the little twine for the bag. And then the back is just, I just wrote on my information. And so I'm going to go ahead and set, I think this is so cute. I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side because I think it might be dry, but I'm paranoid about it. So we're going to go with that it's not dried. Okay. So here's the tag flip, but I want to talk a little bit about, we're supposed to do creative packaging. So when I went on my trip with my husband a few weeks ago, I got at a resale shop, antique store, whatever, I got this pack of Paris Collection ladies handkerchiefs. And what better thing to put a Bridgerton swap in? So I am tempted to use the whole box because it is vintage. You can see how yellowed it is, and package it up in that. But I don't think I will because I think it's pretty chunky. But I am going to use, oh, I'm going to be so mad if I dropped it, the doilies that came in it. And so my plan is that I will wrap this up like this, and then I will use probably some of that blue ribbon to tie it shut. And then Oh, I hope you guys can see this. I will pin this fancily folded handkerchief on here, and then there is a vintage bow that goes with it as well. So I think that is going to be super cute, and you can't get any more creative, I don't think. Well, I'm sure you could, than that. So that is my plan. I'm going to carefully set this off to the side. So let's talk about this ribbon. This is ribbon that I got. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know I wasn't even in focus. This is some ribbon that I got from Temu, and this is ribbon that I got from Temu, and it's almost like a thick seam binding. So I just put that on there, and then I tied a piece of the solid blue around it. And then this I had in my stash when I used to work at the hospital overnights. We would have downtime, so I would take crafts with me, and at that time, it's probably been, I don't know, 4 years or better, the tassels, the trim tassels were very popular, and so I found this. I have a couple others, and I just really liked the flower, the heart, this bright pink, and this, and I thought it gave it a good pop of color. So you're going to see bits and pieces of the background of that Bridgerton paper. And like I said, I really struggled with covering that up. Here is one of those pinky up shadow words. And then on the I, to dot the I used a piece or one of these little gemmies, and these are from Michaels. And you'll see these again. I colored up the teaspoon with that Wild Honey Distress ink, and then I made the shaker, and that is from, did I already show that die? I was thinking I already showed that die. The teacup. Where's the teacup die? Well, it's a shaker die. I don't know what I did. Oh, here it is. I might have already shown it. I don't know. So here's the teacup die. Yeah, I did already show it. So it's the same one that I used on the card. And inside of the shaker, which some of these stuck because I shook it too soon, but inside I have some of the bow shaker bits from Michaels, and some of the pretty butterfly shaker bits from Michaels, and then I added in these hearts, and I think that it is cute, and it does shake. And I did use the 5mm foam, and then I placed a little pink flower on there, and that is from a pack at Hobby Lobby. I love these small flowers. I think they're so cute. Okay, so here we go. I really had a hard time covering this up, and like I said, typically with tags you're supposed to try to do 2 layers, so I did put a layer of this vintage lace. I don't know if it's really vintage, but it's definitely aged a little bit on here, and I cut this die out, this gal out, with that worn wallpaper, a piece of that. And here is the die that I used. Now you can see the floral prints in there. I need to back out, and you're going to see how messy my desk is, but that's okay. These are like cut out, but not cut out all the way. So when you look at the tag, see how I popped the leaves up, and then I used this Nuvo drops and put them as the centers of each flower. And this color is Rhubarb Crumble. I need to put that stuff up. And then I went and did her belt that way, and then the top of her dress that way. So I think that turned out really cute. I maybe should go back and add some gems or something, but I'm not sure. Again, I struggled with covering this paper. Look at how beautiful it is, and it prints out so wonderfully. So this one I decided I was going to have this gal carrying a parasol or an umbrella, however you want to say it. And so I used this die. So the umbrella is actually this, and then the inset piece is this. And this is Inspire. It looks like it's a die that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance. And we all know Hobby Lobby doesn't carry those at all anymore. And then so you can see a little piece. I didn't want to cover up the piece of the worn wallpaper paper. So I left that little bit, and it's like it's in her hand. I used gold stickles for the handle and then to go around because it needed to stand out. Otherwise, it just blended in. And then I used some of those small flowers again from Hobby Lobby, like it's like the umbrella or parasol is filled with flowers. And then along the top where they have this archway that they're kind of walking under, I just went and not really randomly, but there's little flowers under there, how they ended up in this. And so I just popped a few on there, and I did poke a hole through that one because I punched my holes after I did all of this. But oh, isn't that just stunning? Oh, I love it so much. And then here is a tag. Now you can't see any of the background paper, but it is Bridgerton paper. And I just simply cut the tag in half, and I used this layered flower, and it's from Coco and Reno, and there's 2 in there. I don't know if you can tell that. There's 3 actually different cuts. And so I used pink paper for the base, and then the layers are some of that worn wallpaper, which you cannot see. And then I just very, very lightly went over it with some of that stickles. And then in the centers of this flower, these flowers, which are from the worn wallpaper ephemera, I just popped in some of that stickles. So I thought that turned out cute. And then this one, this was a struggle because I did not want to cover up any of this, and I really didn't want to cover up any of the house. So I started out with, I actually added some lace here in the background that you can barely see. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I have these die cut. I bought these from somebody years ago when I didn't have a lot of dies, and I purchased some. I don't even know if I found her on Facebook or eBay or what, but it was a gal that was selling these die cuts, and I have literally had them even before I was in this craft room, in my little crafty space that I had in my bedroom. I had them on my bulletin board, and I thought, you know what, as I'm sitting here looking at them, these are perfect. And so I went ahead and layered them up, and I used a little teal colored brad in there. And then I was like, okay, I need more. So I added another piece of that lace, and then I added a little piece of this, which is an older lace that I picked up at a resale shop, and it's stretchy, and I thought it was so cute. I really liked it, but I didn't like the band that was showing, and so I dumped this thing out, and I went through and I picked out all of these, and they should all be the same. They may vary a little bit, but they all had black backs. So I was like, okay, that's my signal that they match. So I went all along there and I glued each one of those babies individually. And then I was like, oh, I still think I need something else. So I cut apart this tea party word and popped it on there, and I'm very happy with how it looks. Whoop. There we go. So there's a little bit of an up close. I think lace and flowers and bling are just perfect complements to anything Bridgerton. So then here we go again, another page that I just did not want to cover up. So again, I dumped these out, and I grabbed, I think these had black backs. There, the blue backs are black. And I just individually lined all along the top here. And then here is this lace that I knew I had to use. I bought this off Temu specifically for this swap, and so I had to put it in there. So I love it. I love this paper so much. And if I didn't say this already, I left the backs blank because I thought, you know, if she's a Bridgerton viewer, she's watched the shows, maybe she wants to kind of journal a little bit about each season, or, you know, I don't know. That's just an idea. And then this very last one is, again, I just cut the tag in half. I do have some of the pretty Bridgerton paper on it. And then I used, excuse me, this teacup that I forgot I even had. Even after I already die cut it, I forgot I had it. I have this stack of dies sitting on my desk because I'm working on several projects. And, oh, and here's this is a Heidi Swap Memory Decks, so I used the curved one if I didn't say that already. But I used a piece of the worn wallpaper ephemera and kind of made it so it's tucked in behind the teacup. And then I added just very, very little tiny bits of the stickles. And then the background of the teacup is actually the what I call Swiss dot paper from Basil that I have. I picked some more up at Joann's, and I love that. I love the Swiss dot. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to find it again. And then this is a piece of the worn wallpaper paper. And you can see it has a swirly pattern, but I did go in with my white stickles and just very, very ever so lightly went in and gave that a little bit of stickle glitter. And you can barely see it on some spots, but I think it's really pretty. And then I used another one of the shadow words, and I used Tea Party. The only one I really didn't use is the sweet tea. I don't know, that didn't go to me. So that is it. That is my Bridgerton swap, my tag flip. I'm super excited about it. I hope my partner loves it as much as I loved making it. Yeah, it was really fun to work on, and I'm so thankful that I was able to spend some time in my craft room, a good block of time, and work on this. Oh, and then we are to send a $5 gift. So I had picked this up, and there was 2 or 3 that I got. I don't even remember. It was at a resale shop. I love to go to antique stores and resale shops, thrift stores, whatever you want to call them. But this screamed Bridgerton to me, and I don't know why, it just did. It looks like an old Victorian house kind of to me. And then when you flip it over, you get the winter version. So I thought that was super cute. And plus I collect little houses like this. So in fact, oh, I thought maybe I had it in my craft room, but I don't. Sorry. I have this plugged in because it's charging. So you guys, that is it. That is my Bridgerton swap. You're probably not going to see this right away, obviously, because I want to wait till my partner gets it. Plus, I'm behind a little bit on my swap, or not my swapping, but my posting of videos, which I talked about in an earlier video. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope you found some inspiration and you liked what I made, and I will see you in my next crafty video. Bye.